Most of you have probably played the Evil Nun game. But what if I told you that behind this game, there's a hidden story, a dark truth, a truth that has never fully been revealed to the world? So today, let's uncover the real story of Evil Nun. But before we begin this story, there's something very important you need to know. Evil Nun was not a nun from the beginning. Her real name was Sister Madeline, and it was Sister Madeline who became the reason behind the deaths of many innocent children. This story begins in the year 1910. In a small city in Poland, a baby girl is born. Her name was Madeline. As Madeline grows older, she completes her early education and then moves to Germany to continue her studies. She graduates from a university in Berlin, the capital of Germany, and eventually returns back to Poland. Back in Poland, Madeline begins living a peaceful life with her family. Sometime later, she gets married, and in the year 1931, she gives birth to a baby girl. Her name was Elisa. Remember this child, because she will play a very important role in this entire story. Madeline loved her daughter Elisa more than anything in the world. She would have sacrificed her life for her. But then, a day arrived that changed Madeline's life forever. March 17, 1938. This was a time when the world was slowly falling into chaos. Fear was everywhere. War was approaching. During this time, a massive bombing attack took place in Poland. And in that bombing, Madeline's daughter Elisa was killed. At the exact moment her daughter died, Madeline was already on her way to America. When she received the news, she was completely devastated. Her entire world was destroyed in a single moment. When Madeline finally arrived in America, she made a life-changing decision. She decided to become a nun and dedicate the rest of her life to God. But deep inside her heart, one question never stopped haunting her. Could she bring her daughter back? Sometime later, Madeline hears about a strange school. The school was called Eagles Junior High School. But there was a disturbing rumor about this place. People believed that inside this school, black magic was being practiced. When Madeline hears this rumor, a dangerous idea forms in her mind. What if she could bring her daughter back using dark magic? Driven by this thought, Madeline decides to join the school. Because she had a science degree, she begins teaching chemistry and physics to the students. During the day, she teaches children in the classroom. But during the night, she secretly searches the school for hidden mysteries. One night, while moving the bed inside her room, Sister Madeline discovers something strange. A trap door hidden beneath the floor. She opens the trap door and climbs down into a dark basement. Inside the basement, she discovers a secret laboratory and a mysterious ritual book. When Madeline begins reading the book, she realizes something terrifying. The book contains dark rituals that claim to bring dead things back to life. Now she is completely convinced that she can bring her daughter back. After this, Madeline begins conducting strange experiments. She captures chickens from the garden, kills them, and then tries to bring them back to life. Many of her experiments fail, but one day, something unbelievable happens. Her experiment becomes successful. She manages to bring a dead chicken back to life. During this experiment, she also used the DNA of her daughter Elisa. She names that chicken Roostel. Soon after that, she brings another chicken back to life. She names it Mr. C. But what happened next was even more disturbing. In her third experiment, Madeline traps her daughter's soul inside a mutant chicken. That chicken was named Gummy. At this point, Madeline was completely convinced that she could bring her daughter back. But for that to happen, she needed something very specific. A perfect vessel. A human body that could contain her daughter's soul. After this, Madeline begins testing the children at the school. If a child seemed suitable, she would capture them, and if they were useless for her experiment, she would kill them. This horrific cycle continued for a long time, but one day, Madeline made a terrible mistake. She kidnapped a boy named William Bismarck. William tries to escape, and while searching the school, he discovers that Madeline had created 3 mutant chickens. Somehow, William manages to steal a formula from Madeline's magic book. Using that formula, he creates an antidote. With the antidote, he turns all the mutant chickens back to normal. He took the chickens to the attic, nailed them to crosses, broke the attic floor, and escaped by hanging from the cross. Seeing this completely shattered Sister Madeline. She broke down and started crying uncontrollably. When William reached there, he saw that Sister Madeline was completely broken and crying. Suddenly, a mysterious figure appeared in front of her. His name was Nazrat. Seeing Nazrat shocked Sister Madeline. She asked him, "Who are you?" Nazrat replied that he heard her painful cries and came to see her. Sister Madeline told him that she wanted her daughter back. Nazrat said he could give her daughter back, but there would be conditions. She must worship him all the time, no matter if it was winter or summer, and she could never leave the school. If she ever did, her child would die a very painful death. Hearing this, Sister Madeline stayed silent for a moment, but then she said, yes, she could do it. Nazrat told her to stand up. When she stood up, he pointed toward her, and a miracle happened. Sister Madeline suddenly became a mother. Sister Madeline fell down. She collided with a cup that contained blue paint, and the paint spilled onto William's hands. At that moment, William and Nazrat looked at each other, and then Nazrat disappeared. When Sister Enda entered Sister Madeline's room, she saw Madeline lying on the ground. She was shocked because Madeline had suddenly become a mother. She immediately informed all the other nuns about it. Exactly 2 hours later, a child was born, and the child was a boy. Sister Enda was completely shocked. Madeline had asked Nazrat for her daughter Elisa, but the child she received was a boy. However, Sister Madeline convinced herself that the soul of her daughter Elisa was inside this boy. She named the boy Rod. And this is where Rod's story truly begins. Sister Madeline raised Rod like a girl. She dressed him in girls' clothes, tied his hair into ponytails, and made a special room for him. That room was called the Pink Room, which we have also seen in Evil Nun 1. Yes, that room was built especially for Rod. Rod was always kept inside that room and was never allowed to go outside. Sister Enda would only meet him there and then leave. But Rod had now come under William's watch. William was secretly keeping an eye on Rod, and somewhere in his heart, he was also worried about him. Sister Madeline could sense William's presence, but she ignored it. At that time, her entire focus was only on Rod. Meanwhile, Sister Madeline was slowly forgetting Nazrat's commands. She was not following the rules the way she was supposed to. Nazrat had told her that she must remain a good mother and a good human being, but she was not doing that. She was forcing Rod to live like a girl, even though he was a boy. Because of this, her face slowly started to deform. Wrinkles began appearing on her face, and she made another huge mistake. She found a book about a demon named Baphomet. Madeline mistakenly believed that Nazrat was actually Baphomet, and she started worshiping Baphomet. This was the biggest mistake she could make. Nazrat had clearly told her that she must worship no one except him. But now Sister Madeline was worshiping Baphomet instead of Nazrat. Because of this, her mind slowly began to break. She started going completely insane. Her ability to think and understand things slowly disappeared. Because of this, she was no longer able to properly take care of Rod. William noticed all of this. William had been hiding inside the school the entire time. He had been watching Sister Madeline and Rod very carefully. Finally, William decided that he would not let Rod's life be ruined like this. He decided he would save Rod and take him away from Sister Madeline. William went into Mother Pie's room and wrote on the blackboard that he urgently needed to meet her. When they met in the attic, William explained that somehow they needed to take Rod away from Sister Madeline. Eventually, they made a decision. Rod would be given to an ice cream man. That ice cream man was Joseph Sullivan. Sister Enda loved eating ice cream, so she often ordered ice cream from Joseph Sullivan. Joseph Sullivan owned a very large ice cream factory. After everything was decided, William spread rumors throughout the school about Baphomet. His plan was simple. When Sister Madeline would go to the attic to read the Baphomet book, they would secretly hand Rod over to Joseph Sullivan. And that is exactly what happened. When Sister Madeline heard people talking badly about Baphomet, she became extremely angry. She rushed to the attic to read the book again. But while she was reading it, she heard noises coming from outside. When she looked through the attic window, she saw Sister Enda handing Rod over to Joseph Sullivan. Seeing this made Sister Madeline furious. Then she saw something even worse. Sister Enda also gave Madeline's ritual book to Joseph Sullivan. At that moment, Sister Madeline completely lost her mind. She knew she could not leave the school, and still 36 years remained. In her madness, she picked up a hammer from a cabinet, and she said, "Now all of you will be punished for your sins." Laughing wildly, she walked toward the nuns, and she brutally killed every nun in the school. Later, she discovered on a blackboard that all of this had been William's plan. She cursed William and then buried the bodies of the nuns in the garden area. One day, she suddenly heard the doorbell. When she opened the door, Sister Philippa was standing there. Sister Philippa was the head of all the nuns. When she saw Sister Madeline, she became terrified and started screaming. But Madeline recited a spell and brought Philippa under her control. From that moment on, Philippa was completely under Sister Madeline's command. On January 31st, 1955, Philippa suggested an idea to Madeline. She said they needed money, so they should create a laundry system inside the school. They would collect dirty clothes from people outside the school, make the captured children wash them, and then return the clothes to the owners in exchange for money. This way, their financial problems would end. Madeline loved the idea, and that is how the laundry room of Evil Nun was created. One day, Sister Philippa suddenly came to Sister Madeline while Madeline was busy in the laundry room. Philippa told her that a piece of news had gone viral, and that news was about Joseph Sullivan. Yes, the same man who had adopted Rod. Sister Philippa told Madeline that Joseph Sullivan's factory had now become the biggest factory in the country. Madeline could not accept this news. Immediately, she ordered Sister Philippa to kill Joseph. And that is exactly what Philippa did. She ran over Joseph Sullivan with her van, killing him. One day, when William was passing through the sewers, he was attacked by an alligator. During the attack, he lost one of his legs. Sister Madeline still wanted revenge on William, so she didn't kill him immediately. Instead, she threw him into the laundry room and imprisoned him there with the other captured children. But William managed to escape again. During this time, Evil Nun was performing an experiment on a child named Jeffrey. During the experiment, Jeffrey's eyes turned red, and he became hungry for meat. Whenever he saw meat, he would go crazy trying to eat it. This terrifying cycle continued for a long time. Until one day, one final child was captured. This was the last child brought to the school by Sister Philippa. Evil Nun locked that child inside a room. Eventually, the child managed to escape the room, and that's when he met William. Yes, the same William who had been trapped inside the school for many years. William told the child about the secret of the 6 mask pieces hidden inside the school. He explained that if the child collected all 6 pieces, he would gain special powers. Powers like teleportation, manipulation, and destruction. The child listened carefully and began searching for the 6 mask pieces. Despite Evil Nun constantly chasing him and trying to stop him, the child managed to collect all 6 pieces. After collecting them, he created a complete mask. And that mask possessed extremely dangerous powers. After this, William created a new plan. He wanted to rescue all the children trapped in the laundry room. William planned to escape with them using an air balloon. He asked the child for help. With the help of a boy named Crafter Boy, they created a blueprint for the air balloon. Crafter Boy designed the entire structure. All the other trapped children helped build it. Finally, the balloon was completed. William now had an air balloon ready. He gathered all the children and placed them inside the balloon. Then he escaped from the school with them. When Sister Madeline discovered this, she went completely insane. She walked into the pink room. There, she held her hammer in her hands and swung it gently, just like she used to swing her daughter Elisa when she was a baby. Now Sister Madeline was completely alone in the school. After some time, she decided that she would write letters to her son Rod, and she would send him 1 letter every year on his birthday. She did exactly that. Every year, Rod received a letter from Sister Madeline. Those letters were delivered by Sister Philippa. In those letters, Madeline mostly spoke against Joseph Sullivan. She also told Rod that she was his real mother and that she loved him very much. On Rod's final birthday, she sent him one last letter. Along with the letter, she also sent him a secret ingredient book. This was the last letter because Sister Philippa finally escaped from Madeline's control. She stole all the money and ran away. Later, she opened her own pizza shop. After this, Sister Madeline was completely alone in the school. She could no longer send letters to Rod. So she decided that once 40 years had passed, she would leave the school and go meet him herself. Eventually, 40 years were completed. Now, Evil Nun, Sister Madeline, was finally able to leave the school. She began searching everywhere for Rod. She searched in many places. She even reached Rod's camps, trying to find him. Finally, she discovered something important. Rod had now become the owner of Joseph Sullivan's ice cream factory. The entire factory was now under Rod's control. Madeline immediately went to the factory. But when she arrived, she saw something strange. The entire factory was under lockdown. Seeing this shocked her. She had no idea what to do now because she still could not find Rod. And with that, I'm ending the video here. The story continues further, but we will cover that part in the ice cream story video. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video. Let's set a goal of 5,000 likes. Once that goal is completed, the ice cream story will be released. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.